And sparkling wine is always correct. Except I think it's frowned upon dancing on someone's grave while drinking sparkling wine.
I guess it depends on the person.
Right.
All right, Rowdy Nation, Buzz Cutler here at the Market Street Wine Shop in beautiful downtown Charlottesville, Virginia, with the proprietor, Robert Harley. This weekend the race is at the Infineon Raceway in Sonoma, so we thought we would come down here and you could help us find a good pairing, a good wine to pair with NASCAR.
Oh, great, I'd love to.
I would think NASCAR would be sort of full-bodied, maybe something, to sort of chew your mouth around. That's sort of my gut. What do you think?
I think that sounds like a great idea. And it just so happens I have 2 bottles from Sonoma right here on the counter.
Amazing coincidence.
That I think would fit the bill. The first is Klein. It's their Zen, California, but most of the grapes come from Sonoma. That's where the winery is located in southern Sonoma. And I think it sells for around $11. It's just a great bargain Zinfandel. Just big, plump, juicy, spicy, smooth, no edges. Just a great wine for picnic, barbecue, whatever. And there's another winery called Ravenswood. It's located in near the town of Sonoma, and they have actually sponsored a NASCAR race before, or a NASCAR car. It's a little fuller, a little deeper, a little more complex than the Klein.
What sort of tailgating food do you want to have with either of these wines?
Barbecue's great with Zinfandel. Any kind of red meat, hamburgers, barbecue chicken. It would go great with salsa.
So for a driver who wants to just get a little bit of extra speed out of his car, obviously sparkling wine might help propel him forward, but is there any other wine that you would recommend for just that added dose of speed?
Added dose of speed. Well, a screw top would open it quicker. You could have a pit stop and just, you could put it on and off. I don't know.
Is there any wine like through a straw or through a water bottle that would be better than any other?
There are some wines that come in different odd bottles, like the Tetra Pak in the bag-in-the-box. Here's a Washington State Cabernet Powers. It's got a little spigot on there. You open it up, and it keeps for 45 days because there's a plastic bag that collapses and keeps the wine fresh. So it's a great technology.
With a name like Powers, you would think it would be plenty fast. And this is actually decent wine?
It is decent wine. Years ago, the wine that was put in these kind of things was trash. But there was just grocery store wine that was uninteresting. Now people are trying to find ways to get things to the market cheaper, and this has a lot less weight. Half the weight in a case of wine is from the glass. So if you can package it in something like this, not only can you have something that'll stay fresh for 45 days, you don't have to drink it all up, but it's cheaper in terms of shipping.
Which is also good for NASCAR because each car has a certain weight limit and weight requirements that they have to meet to get through inspection, so that's good to know. Now, one of the favorites at this race, because he's a road course specialist, is a guy named Juan Pablo Montoya, who's from Bogota, Colombia. Any wines for Juan Pablo fans who might want to pay homage to him with a Colombian wine?
I don't know of any Colombian wine. It is tropical.
Patrick Carpentier from Quebec. I guess not necessarily a big wine-growing region?
It's a little far north, but they do, particularly they do well with ice vines or ice wines. It means the grapes actually freeze on the vine like in December. And then they harvest them frozen and crush them frozen. And they're expensive. They can be, for like a small 187 milliliter, a quarter of a bottle, about $25.
Is there sort of a fiery, sort of rec-appropriate wine that you might recommend?
Well, 2 things come to mind. One is there's a Red Truck Red and Red Truck White that I believe might come from Klein. And then there's also a Runaway Train wine with a train on the label that's somewhere either Napa or Sonoma. That's kind of interesting. I'm trying to think of any I can't think of any wrecks on labels. I think they kind of shy away from that, the connotation of drinking and driving and killing yourself. I think that's a downer.
Yeah, NASCAR sort of frowns on it too, funnily enough. Well, excellent. Robert Harley from the Market Street Wine Shop in Charlottesville, Virginia. Thank you for taking the time to help us pair some good wine with NASCAR racing.
Oh, thanks for coming by. I've got a few new ideas.
Rowdy.com, built by race fans, for race fans.